Yeah, I love fill in the yard. That's a euphemism for sure, if I've ever heard
milkshakes. Because then boys will show up, right?
Yeah. They would show up, yep.
Yeah. Hey, listen to Cookout Podcast, episode 460. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to break the glass with Zimone Cold Sleeve Austin 360. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole bunch is going down. We're back together after you were in Toronto and I was at EDH&M and also getting totally stomped at Duskmourn Sealed. Fuck that game. We got some stories to tell, some people to thank, some other stuff to talk about. We got a deck this week, which is pretty cool. Before we get to any of that stuff, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs. Also, big shout out to Pile of Bones Brewing Co. They are the second coolest thing to come out of Regina, and they are the official beer sponsor of CCO Sidewalk Slam Season 2, right here on YouTube.
Oh, man. Okay, so get this. Get this, everybody. We've been talking about Sidewalk Slam for a good long while now.
We have.
We got players locked in.
Players locked in.
We've got recording date.
Recording date.
We haven't told producer Gary yet, but
should we?
He'll be here.
He'll hear it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and we are going to do the next game of Sidewalk Slam to be released in early to mid-November when editor Tyler can eventually get to it. Once we, of course, send it to him this time.
Yes, very important.
That's thing one.
Yes, thing one.
Thing two.
Thing two.
Very cool. Got to spend some time and chill out, have a piece of pizza with the biggest of business daddies from Fusion. And he's having a baby.
Oh, good for him.
Oh, yeah. So congrats. It's not for a while. It's not until January or whatever. But
congratulations to the big bad booty daddy himself, owner of FusionGamingOnline.com.
Yeah, very much so. And if you want to get a discount at Fusion, you head on over to FusionGamingOnline.com. You find what you want to buy. You type into the promo code bar or field when you're checking out CCO Summer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
That's going to get you a discount.
What?
Now, here's the thing, though. If it's your first time shopping, because we got some new subs, thanks for being here, you're going to type in CCO Perks if you spent over 100 Canadian dollars, because the website is in Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get a 10% store credit kickback. That is 10% of the value of your order credited back to your account that you can then use as store credit on whatever you want, where you can then, with store credit, use CCO Summer promo code again.
Wow.
Like The Undertaker. Again. Yeah, so wanted to mention all of that. Got a little bit of podcasting business, couple little stories, and some questions, because this deck's going to go by pretty quick, I think.
Oh, shit. Yeah, well, it's cool, though.
Yes.
I like it. The story behind it is the reason why I think that we're doing it. And the name. The name is really cool.
Yeah, very much so. We're going to talk about the deck in a second. It is, we'll let the cat out of the bag. It's Zimone Mystery Unraveler.
So for those of you who are watching our reviews of the precons from this particular set,
A couple episodes ago, right?
we said this was the shittiest one. And we were right. But a member of the nation did take it upon himself to come up with a super cool list that he thought that both of us would enjoy and then send it off to us. And he did. And we do. So we're going to talk about it.
Well, I'll start with this then. My little bit of a recap of Command Fest Toronto last weekend. I did a full recap like we usually do when we go. I did that on Commander Ad Populum because I was the only one there. Big thanks to producer Gary for starting the thing so you can see the thing if you're watching on YouTube.
Which you should be!
Yeah, very much so. You'll see the Commander Ad Populum screen behind me now that the toque isn't here to block the half the screen. But I did a recap there, but I wanted to say that the Simic Precon was not the last one to be sold out.
What was the last one? I am genuinely curious.
The last one to sell out was the Golgari one. That was the one that we had for the longest time throughout the weekend. I worked at the prize wall with face-to-face games.
Sure.
And got to do, like, when people cash out their prize tickets at the end of the weekend.
Yep.
And, oh, man, so much actual fun to do. it was work, but I like to work, right?
Yeah.
So and most of what I had to do was like seated work unless I couldn't reach something. So it was great for being on crutches with my stupid broken leg, right? But giving out play mats and cashing in prize tickets for singles or for like sealed product or pre-con decks and stuff. You know how it's all merchandised. I got to set all of that up to make it look like the way, if I was walking up to the booth, how I think it should look, right? Like all the biggest ticket items and the old pre-cons and the real baller shit, like up on top, you know?
Yeah.
Right? And then all the singles in the showcase, all labeled with however many tickets they cost. And then all the booster packs and sealed product and stuff. Man, I convinced so many people to pick up with prize tickets their Lord of the Rings collector holiday edition booster packs.
Dang.
It was the most expensive single booster pack on the wall, if you don't count the 30th anniversary beta repacks.
Oh, yeah.
Because those aren't even, you can't even pick those up as single packs. They had sealed versions
of them or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So the Lord of the Rings holiday edition, I sold a bunch of single packs to people. And this is my favorite. This is my favorite sell up of the weekend. At the end of the day, Buddy comes over and he's like, man, the singles that I wanted, they got bought up. He wanted like some judge foils or whatever.
Sure.
And the pre-con that I wanted's gone. Because it's like the end of the day on Sunday.
Of course they're gone.
Yeah. I sold some Lord of the Rings pre-cons, right? So this guy comes and he's like, what should I do? I kind of wanted to gamble on this or that now, but that's gone too. And I'm like, I point to where I was sitting. Right above me is the Lord of the Rings holiday packs. And he's like, how much are they? I'm like, how many tickets you got? Because I took all of them. And I gave him 5 collector packs.
That's a lot of tickets.
That's lots. That's like a $70 booster pack.
Bro was grinding. Good for you, dude.
Well, he won a tournament. He won like a modern qualifier tournament or something. And he won like 4,000 tickets.
And he cashed them in.
Just like at Rutgers, baby. So he comes up, he gets these things. He gets 5 tickets, and I got him to pick. There were 7 packs in the box. He picked 5. And he got fucking pounded.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Got pounded on every one. The most expensive card he opened was like a poster Watcher in the Water foil.
Yeah.
Which, fine, is like a $35 card, $40 card. You wouldn't hate to open that out of a booster pack.
That's great to open in a $120 pack. That's perfect.
Pounded. So, last card. Last pack. Ooh. Poster One Ring, baby. Pew, pew. And he's like, what? He's like banging the table. Yeah. Yeah. And he shakes my hand. He's like, man, best decision of the weekend, I think. Like the deck I played and then I won. And then I spent, $400 worth of prize tickets on, $400 worth of packs or whatever. Yep. And he's like, I got a $500 card out of it.
Did you hit him over the head with a sock full of sand and take the card for yourself?
I didn't.
Come on, man.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Run away from all his friends? He had like 3 bros with him.
You had a whole gang.
Well, I suppose. But they're all Magic nerds. These guys were big. I only have 1 leg.
You could probably still outrun them.
I did threaten to harpoon people with my crutches if they ran off with my stuff.
There you go.
So that was my one story. I played some Chaos Sealed.
That sounds horrific.
It was I got a booster, a collector pack of Duskmourn.
Sure.
And then I got a play booster of Bloomburrow. And then I had a
draft booster of M19.
And it was like an Ikoria pack or something. Oh, Didn't even lose a game. Didn't even take damage 1 game.
Wow.
Frickin' took everybody's deck that I beat. Playing for fucking keeps. Bitch. Didn't even lose a card. So that's how we roll when I'm not playing Commander. I love to play limited for keeps. Because what am I going to do with the cards? Unless they're yours. Yeah, I'm going to keep yours. Mine are probably going to get recycled. I'll keep yours forever, though. So I wanted to tell those kinds of stories because those are the kinds of things we're going to be doing at the CCO Experience Calgary.
Yeah, buddy.
And I know that you're excited.
I am.
The venue is relatively close to your favorite restaurant and bar.
Oh, on the earth.
And we're going to drink.
Just in Calgary. On the earth.
You know what? Well, you haven't been to every one on the earth.
Well, all the ones that I've been to on the earth.
Okay. That's fair. Every time I think, wow, geez, Brad, it's the CCO Experience. So many people. Let's do something together. I don't want to go to the Unicorn. That's the name of it.
Yeah, you do.
And wait in line, or it's so noisy.
Yeah.
But then I think
it's worth it.
They got the Twisted Horn. They got the Twisted Horn beer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink like 7 of them.
Absolutely, you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not even gonna feel bad about it.
No.
Yeah.
So that's
So good.
That's coming up. Planning has officially taken off. I am going to send out a message to all of our active patrons. We've got a channel set up in the Discord for Calgary specifically. I've tagged you in a couple things with like lists of people that are confirmed so far.
That's fun.
So if you're a Patreon supporter and you want to get in on Calgary or be a part of it in some way, even if you're not going to like stay in the house with us because it's pretty full and they don't have Airbnbs big enough for all of us. So if you want to be involved in some way, let me know. Reach out. Twitter, Facebook Messenger, Discord, Patreon, email, and we can get you involved. Even if it's like part of the... this isn't official yet, but I'm going to say it on the show anyways.
That'll urge them. Move them.
I want to try and make like a special CCO experience package through the tournament organizer. So when you get to the event, you're a CCO person and they all know it and they give you your special pack.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to organize like packs and open flippies and special products and merch that I want to give out for this exclusive event.
Yeah.
I just want them to handle it all. and then we can do what we do, which is play Magic and drink beer.
Man, I love playing Magic and drinking beer.
Yeah.
I wish we were playing Magic and drinking beer right now.
Well, hey, right after we're going to talk about Magic, and then after we're going to
drink the stunt beers.
We are going to drink these stunt beers because we're going to get some new ones and show off some new Pile of Bones product.
Yeah, I hope it's the Fruit Loop beer. I talk about that all the time. I hope that because then I'll have some of it.
FUG off was that. Well, this was like a year ago, but the last time I saw him, he was drinking Fruit Loop beer.
It's good.
Yeah, I've never actually tried it.
You didn't even try it when you were at the brewery?
No. I got ones that I knew I liked already, and usually we don't like the same kind of beer, so I did not try it. Yeah.
Man.
Anyways, speaking of things that I do like,
Okay.
we have a new / returning Patreon supporter.
Making new friends is something that we like.
Yeah, well, this is an old friend that came back.
Okay.
She didn't want to be our friend for a while. Now she does.
Okay, well, that's nice.
Well, okay, as long as she's my friend currently.
Yeah.
This is Angelica Simpson.
Like Angelica Jinx.
Yeah, I don't know who that
Miss
is.
Angelica Jinx?
Nope.
It's like Firestar's nickname.
Who's Firestar? No idea.
She was Spider-Man's college roommate.
Spider-Man's college roommate's dog's veterinarian's cousin.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah.
Angelica Star. I want to see pictures of Angelica Star. That's what I want.
See, and that's a dirty reference I do get. Because star can mean butthole.
I think they got it.
Good.
Okay.
Because for those of you that didn't get it, now you have it,
Now
and you
you
may
have
do
it.
with it what you will.
Angelica Star. Okay.
Thanks for being with us.
Very much so. Yeah, and she is coming to Calgary.
Hell yeah, she is.
She is going to have her first CCO experience and open some booster packs and eat some food. Maybe she'll get some Twisted Horns. That's a beer, not a euphemism.
Correct.
Though it could be.
It could be you. No kink shaming in the nation.
Yeah, no,
We haven't
absolutely not.
really said that a few. It's true still.
Yeah, it's a thing. And yeah, I think that's mostly.
If you want to get Twisted Horns in your star, you do you, man.
I kind of do. I kind of do. Is that's like saying I want to butt chug it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Hey, when's the next BBO on the CCO YTC coming up? I just saw the picture.
Oh, it's coming up in. Let me think.
That's Brando's box opening.
Today, when people are listening to this, is going to be like the 7th. So it's a couple of weeks still because I'm waiting on the Duskmourn collector edition bundle that I'm going to.
Oh, yeah, the TV ones?
Yep.
I had those in my hand, but we were not allowed to sell them. They got shipped to the Command Fest by accident, and they were like, oh my God, we're not even supposed to have these.
Oh, man. You know what I would have? All of those.
All of them just in your backpack.
It's like, what is this, crime? And they were like, yeah, this is crime. We can't have these. And then they put them in the back, and then I'd take them out of the back and put them in the car, and then I'd have them.
Yes, I did think of that, but being the upstanding citizen that I am.
See, that's why when they have
any.
one of us, you should have both of us, because Ryan's an upstanding citizen, and I'm a degenerate piece of shit. But together, we balance each other out, where I pull him down to my level, and he lifts me up out of the mud. So we're fine.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Well, speaking of 7 out of 10 and in the mud, we've got a deck by Mr. Hunter McKenzie. And he sent in this Zimone deck, not the pre-con, not even anywhere close.
No.
Have you run into any pre-cons yet?
Yes, we talked about it a little bit yesterday.
A little bit on the pre-show. So give us a little reminder. If you want the full pre-con deal, as well as our thoughts on the bannings, again, the RC and WotC and the Commander bracket kind of Rule Zero thing that they're developing all yesterday on the CCO pre-show.
So people, I think there's an audio-only version of that as well for
There
people
is,
that want that. So
it
that's
was like, what was it, Producer Gary? 34 minutes again?
You betcha.
Long pre-shows over the last couple weeks.
Lots of conversation happening there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I was there and I would know. I bumped into two of them, one of them twice. So there was the red-black one, and it basically performed the way that we thought it would.
Demons and damage all the time, right?
It's supposed to do damage to opponents on their turn, but it seemed to do mainly damage on the deck's turn, which didn't really help it do the thing that it wanted to do. And the other one was the enchantment deck, the Aminatu one. Saw that one 2 times. One game, the built-in infinite combo went off.
Oh, yeah.
Did
that person win?
No.
Oh, good.
No, actually, we managed to get him. We didn't get back around to him.
Put an infinite win con in my deck. Hey, WotC?
I'll show you.
Oh, man.
It doesn't even get there. So, but it did, again, kind of the same gimmick
Yeah.
where it's only got like 18 enchantments in it. So it's a miracle if you draw one to miracle it into play. It was not impressive.
That's fine. That's fine. So today we've got Zimone called Sleeve Austin.
Which is the one that we said was the worst.
Yeah.
Not
And
the least bought, according to Ryan.
no. And I don't know, maybe it's just because it was, I don't know, whatever.
What's in the Rakdos one that everybody wants? I'm genuinely curious. Like, put it down in the comments if you know, because I don't know, and I'm curious. I saw a couple of the new cards get played. That the suspend removal spell, the black one, really good. That was a really, really good card in that game that we played in it.
You know what?
Kill a thing and it's suspended for 3 turns and it comes back, kills another thing. Very powerful card. Very, very good.
I'm just looking at the prices of all the cards, and right off the bat, nothing's jumping out at me. Like, nothing's jumping out at me as being overtly crazy expensive unless I'm just not seeing it.
Keteric Parasite's the most pricey thing, and that's a reprint from 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, from Shards of Alara, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that
why
sometimes,
Money
like
wanted it so bad.
like the Bloomborough precons have those the level up spells, like Artist's
Talent.
Talent, the
Yeah.
talent level up cards.
Yeah.
Those ones are precon exclusives, and they don't have like widescreen versions or extra art versions to be put into the widescreen slots in the collector packs.
Yep.
So they can only appear in the precon
Yep.
or in the 2 precon slots in the collector pack, not the precon slots and the widescreen slots in the.
There's only one commander pack in a collector booster.
Oh, okay, so I was expecting
And
to.
if there isn't an extended art version of something, it probably doesn't show up there. It might, but I don't know.
Yeah,
But they're hard to get.
and that's
anyway.
what the talents are. They're hard to get because there's no widescreen version of them, and that's why certain precons have like a $20 card in them because you can't open them in collectors. I was looking to see if that was the case in this Duskmourn one, but it really isn't.
No.
I don't know. I don't know why. Anyways, we're not talking about Duskmourn precons. We've covered those in the past. Sleeve Austin. I'm going to give this commander a read.
Okay.
As soon as I can find the fucking tab, it's on there. Okay. Zimone Mystery Unraveler. 3/3 human wizard, blue, green, 2 landfall.
Ooh.
Whenever a land you control enters the battlefield, manifest dread if this is the first time this ability is resolved. Now, I think we got this a little bit wrong in the review.
Sure.
Okay. You manifest dread if it's the first time the ability is resolved. Every other land that comes into play does something different. Okay. So manifest dread on the first one. Otherwise, you may turn a face down permanent face up.
Sure.
Okay. So play my land, play my Misty Rainforest,
Yep.
manifest dread.
Do it.
I've got 10 face down creatures on the battlefield.
Yep.
Crack, get a forest.
Yep.
Turn one of them face up.
Dope.
Cultivate, or Kodama's Reach, or Rampant Growth.
Deal.
Turn another one face up.
Yeah.
Growth Spiral, put a land from my hand onto the battlefield. Turn another one face up.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Now, I don't remember, but I think that we said something like, oh, well, you could just make like those face down creatures be things like Ulamog, right? And Kozilek and
Well, you still can.
you still can. Not what we're doing today.
Yeah, that is 100% still something that you could do.
And for that reason, I think that this deck has a little bit of a higher power output than initially we thought. Because when you look at it in the pre-con, they're not putting $80 and $100 Eldrazi into the deck.
Yeah, which
right?
they probably could.
Well, they probably could drive the price down. And then if it gets banned, it's not going to be as big of a deal.
Yeah.
See Jeweled Lotus.
Yeah.
Put that in every pre-con.
See?
Not anymore, though. Not anymore.
But wouldn't that be cool if they announced the unbanning by saying it's going to be in every pre-con ever?
Fuck, that would be so cool. Man, that would be WotC trucking around their nuts in a dump truck.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to put this... We're not putting command towers in your pre-cons anymore just for the next 4 years. Because every command tower is going to be replaced with a Jeweled Lotus. Ooh. Oh, by the way, we're unbanning it. Oh, man. Everybody would go crazy.
Yep.
I saw a guy open up a collector pack, Commander Masters, pulled a Jeweled Lotus.
Yep.
Foil.
Yeah. What did he do with it?
He tried to trade it in. They wouldn't take it. I'm not even shitting you. He walked from the prize wall to the buying sell station, and they're like, no, we're not taking it right now, too volatile, whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
He goes, they wouldn't take it. Everybody laughs. He's like, I'm going to get it graded. So he went and paid and got it graded. Right on the spot.
Good for that guy,
Oh,
man.
yeah, he was a dad and a kid. The kid felt bad because he spent all his prize tickets on one pack, and he's like, oh, I got a couple commons that I play.
You got hosed.
And then the dad got a full art or a foil Jeweled Lotus, and the dad's like, no, I got hosed, buddy.
Your commons are worth more.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we aren't doing this super top-end deck.
No.
We're doing something a little bit different that I very much appreciate, and I like to call it Pee-Pee.
What?
Or Persistent Petitioners. My favorite card. The card that I've signed probably more times than any other card.
Probably.
You usually get the Brash Taunter.
I do. There's one in front. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see one
Yeah.
leaning up against my beer can here. Thanks to my buddy Guy Pizza.
Guy Pizza? Yeah, I hung out with him at the after party all night.
Jealous.
Yeah, drank beer. Mm-hmm. Well, he had to drive, so he drank water, and coffee. Big coffee drinker. Anyways, Persistent Petitioners, my favorite card. Producer Gary's probably never seen one.
Nope.
What a noob.
Yep.
It's a 1/3 human advisor for blue 1 tap. Target player mills a card.
Neat.
Target player, mind you.
Could target yourself if you want.
And I do want. Also, you can tap 4 untapped advisors you control. Target player mills 12 cards.
It's lots of cards.
That's lots of cards. Oh, you're so enthralled.
I'm yawning. Sorry. It's late. It's late.
A deck can have any number of cards named Persistent Petitioners.
And we're playing 26 of them.
That's why this deck is going to go fast. So
'Cause
we've
we're
got
playing-
26 of those.
We're playing that card that Ryan just read.
Yep.
26 times.
Yes.
Excellent.
I love cards that you can do that with.
Me too.
We've got one in every color now, right? We don't have an artifact one.
No. Well, good.
Yeah, maybe.
Good.
Maybe just make it Darksteel frickin' Relic
It'd probably cost 0.
and be indestructible but do nothing.
It's like a 0/1 indestructible with Defender that you can have as many of them as you want.
That would be miserable to play against.
Sure would.
Yeah. Okay, so Persistent Petitioners times 26, we can tap them and mill our opponents 12.
Correct.
Sure, that's fine. Okay, then we've got I'm just going to do the advisors section. A Maskwood Nexus. Creatures you control are every creature type, so they're all advisors now. And you can go 3 tap, put a 2/2 blue shapeshifter token changeling advisor into play.
Yes, and the things that's also true of creatures that you have in your bin and on the stack. With Maskwood Nexus, it turns things into advisors at all times.
Yeah.
That is relevant sometimes.
Like when we have this next card called Arcane Adaptation, an enchantment for blue 2, enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type.
Yep.
Advisor. Mm-hmm. Creatures you control are their chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control, creature spells on the battlefield that aren't on the battlefield everywhere, right? Yep. So everything's advisor.
More advisors.
All the time.
Yes.
Now, he's kind of got funny
names for everything.
Names for the categories, but I want to go to the ramp and removal and get the stuff.
We'll get that
the stuff
out the
right.
way,
Okay,
yeah.
so ramp. You want to read these? I got to make them bigger.
You got to make them big so I can see them. But yeah, I do because I like doing the ramp section.
Make it
I'm
big, Daddy. Okay.
Okay, that's too
starting
big.
here.
Too big. Come on, you gotta. It's that way I can see them all, so I can just jam through them all real fast.
Okay, pound through them.
Okay. Azusa Lost Seeking, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Sakura Tribe Scout, Head Shredder, Sol Ring, Sky Shroud Ranger, Sakura Tribe Elder, Eudora the Grave Gardener, Threats Around Every Corner, Colony Heart Expedition, and Flourishing something.
Boomkin. Now, you'll notice a few of those are
weird.
Put a land onto the battlefield, Sakura Tribe Scout and Elder.
You tap them and
they put another land, right? Or Azusa and Dryad both put extra land onto the battlefield, so you can
playing them. You can play more.
So you can get that second landfall.
Yep.
Because the second landfall is the one we care about, because that's the one that flips stuff over for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're doing so far.
Also, it's important to note those are tricky. Sakura Tribe Scout is like you can tap it to put a land from your hand into play. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say on your turn.
Oh, yeah.
So if somebody's coming in at you, you can flip your flippy dippy guy over, and some of these things have abilities, like when this card flips over, it does a thing.
Cards with morph.
So instead of you having to pay a morph cost, or in a couple of cases, a goddamn mega morph cost, you can just put a land from your hand into play with your little snaky bud and do a thing.
I love my snaky bud.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I love my snaky bud megamorphing with a Kadina's Silencer. This is our removal section, and I've played many of these cards back in Onslaught Limited. I like Onslaught.
Yes,
and
you do.
This one is not from Onslaught, but it's got Megamorph 2/1. You can Megamorph it for 3 as a face-down creature with no abilities and turn it face up at any time for its morph or megamorph cost.
Megamorph.
Yeah. If you megamorph something, it turns face up with a +1/+1 counter on it. Sure. But when this turns face up, counter all abilities your opponents control.
That's pretty cool.
That is like Stifle, but for everything.
Yes.
Counter all abilities.
Yes.
So triggered or activated abilities when that gets turned face up.
You know what I learned recently? You can counter Storm like that.
Because Storm is a triggered ability.
Yeah.
That triggers when you cast the spell with Storm, right?
That's right.
Fuck, that card's pretty good against Storm.
That's a good card. That's a good card.
Okay, Keru Spell Snatcher. I love a good spell snatch. Okay, when it's turned face up, counter target spell. If the spell is countered this way, exile instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost for as long as it remains exiled.
That's a good one.
That morphs up for 6 mana.
Yeah, or
that fucking sucks.
Or play a land and then it flips over. That's fucking good.
I'm going to play a land, counter your spell. I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
And cast it for free.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's pretty damn good.
Oh, I've cast this one for sure in my wizard deck. My wizard deck circa 2002. Okay, Void Mage Apprentice. When it turns face up for blue 2 or play a land, counter target spell.
Dope.
That's just good.
It's pretty good.
And this one, classic. Nantuko Vigilante.
Yep.
Yeah, when it turns face up for green 1, destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Hell yeah.
So that is disenchant or disenchant.
Yes.
Naturalize.
Naturalize.
There it is.
Well, they're the same card,
Yeah.
except one's white.
Yeah, for sure.
Who cares?
Okay, so we've got some
unique and interesting ramp and removal. I like that.
and thematic and plays into what the commander's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're good with that. Card advantage. We've got 5 of these.
Okay.
Do you like this first one, Conduit of Worlds? Do you remember this one?
I do. Okay, let me back up.
Okay, you want me to read it?
No, I know exactly what this card does because I played in lots of decks, and I'm finding I'm cutting it more often than not.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Crucible of Worlds.
People called it Crucible of Worlds, and they're like, "Oh, Crucible of Worlds again, right?"
Green 2 for Crucible of Worlds with, you can tap it, and if you haven't played a spell this turn, you can cast a permanent card from your graveyard this turn. If you do, you can't play any more spells this turn.
So one guy.
So you get one thing, which is sometimes you only have mana for one thing. But I've found that oftentimes that's hampering because by the time I get to where I got things in my bin that I want to play, I want to play something else too. And this can really bone that. So sometimes it's really, really great. Other times it's a bit of a, I don't want to say it's a trap, but it's not nearly as good as it should be on paper.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, too, that we've got cards like Escape Tunnel, Myriad Landscape, Terramorphic Expanse, Blighted Woodland, that's a sacrifice land, Fetch Lands, Fabled Passage, that kind of stuff. So we're going to have lands in our graveyard.
Oh, yeah, the Crucible side is great, but you could just play Crucible of Worlds, and I don't think you'd really notice the difference. I really don't.
Yeah, is Crucible at 3 mana?
With no green pips in it.
Or Conduit of Worlds at 4 with the upside of like, oh man, I can cast my win condition that I accidentally milled or whatever. Like, what if I manifest Dread, a not creature, and then it's a creature when it's manifested, right? I block with it, it dies, Conduit of Ruin lets me get it back.
Sure.
Right? That might be okay.
Yeah.
Is that upside worth the 1 mana? I think that it is.
It's okay.
But I don't have experience playing the card.
In my experience, I've played a couple of things from my bin, but usually I find that it just kind of blows my turn up if I do that. It telegraphs that I need this thing, which immediately puts a target on it. And it's a
target on the conduit or target on the graveyard. On your graveyard, yeah. Spot or mass graveyard removal, right?
Precisely.
Yeah. Okay, you know this next one. Thrumming Stone. This is a classic in decks that play multiples of the same card.
Yep.
Ripple 4. Gives all your shit Ripple 4. Ripple 4 means when you cast it, you reveal the top 4 of your library. If you reveal something that has the same name as the cast spell, you repeat it.
So you play a Persistent Petitioners, reveal 4. If there's a Persistent Petitioners in there, you play it and do it again.
Do you cast those additional ones?
Sure do.
So they're all cast triggers.
Correct.
So that would be really good, like if you played your Petitioners alongside like a Beast Whisperer and Ripple 4 in a Simic deck.
Yep.
You could do Simic bullshit really hard.
You could bullshit so hard it wouldn't even make sense.
Okay, well, Hunter, when they sent this deck in, distinctly said that it's the goal of the deck to not do Simic bullshit. That's why we're milling, and you're going to find out that we're going to be beating a little bit too.
Yeah, that's where we're milling and face punching in Simic, which is I like this card. This is cool.
This is a very Brando.
I like this
name of a card.
Unblinking Bleb. And it's just a big fucking eyeball in a cave. What's even going on?
It's a 1/3 with morph, and when Unblinking Bleb or a permanent you control is turned face up, scry 2. That's pretty good in this deck.
That's neat.
Play a land, scry 2.
I like that.
That's pretty good.
I like that lots.
Okay. Paranormal Analyst. Yeah, he's analing.
Yeah, he likes ghost bums.
Yeah. When you manifest Dread, like with your commander, put a card from your graveyard into your hand. Sorry. Put a card into your graveyard this way with the manifest Dread into your hand.
So you manifest the creature that you would have milled, and then you put the other card into your hand. Everybody gets to see what it is, but it goes to your hand.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Going back to ghost buttholes, do you think that Slimer's butthole is above or below his tail?
And how slimy is it really?
Oh, very slimy. It is.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
like Eldrazi are slimy, or are they kind of like powdery and dry?
No, they're slimy, but Slimer is slimier than them.
Do you think he uses baby powder?
Absolutely not. He gives no fucks. He doesn't even use a napkin, bro. I bet he smells real bad.
Does he use a napkin? Do people use napkins instead of toilet paper? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, you could if you needed to.
You could if you needed to. I would not recommend.
No, I wouldn't either.
No.
But
no. If you need more than two or three wipes, man, you'd be pretty sore.
Yeah. Next card.
Oblivious Bookworm.
I like this one.
I want to be oblivious as to what napkins feel like on my butt. Okay. A 2/3 human wizard for green blue. Ooh, that's an interesting mana cost. Hey, at the beginning of your end step, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card unless a permanent entered the battlefield face down under your control this turn, or a permanent was turned face up.
I'm amazed that this wasn't in the pre-con.
This card is from Duskmourn, too.
It's from Duskmourn and wasn't in the pre-con.
It must be one of those ones that gives you the satisfaction of like updating your deck, like we talked about on the pre-show, right?
I suppose.
It's like a little nugget. Like, buy some Duskmourn. Hey, Mr. Consumer, buy some Duskmourn because you'll get this in a pack. It's only uncommon. You only have to buy 6 or 8 packs to find one, right? And put it in your pre-con. It's pretty good. It's
pretty dope. I mean,
we knew it would be good in there, but
we didn't
spend
put it
money
in there. Exactly, but we want more of your excitement.
we're
getting it. We talked about it in the pre-show. See, I'm right.
We knew
They're
it would be
already
good in
doing
there.
it.
We knew it would be good in there, but we also knew it would be exciting for you to put it in your deck.
We also, it would be exciting for you to find it after you pay somebody some money.
Corporate language is so frickin' fantastic, hey? Think of how exciting that would be to find this card in a booster pack.
Yeah.
Oof.
Big oof. Let's talk about
Okay.
the good schmuff.
Good schmuff.
I don't understand why it's good.
I don't know, but
don't understand that word.
I wish it was just good muff
Maybe it's
because,
an
man,
American
it's been a
thing.
long time. Okay. Seedborn Muse. During everybody's untap, you all untap. You untap.
It's a 2-4 for 5.
Yeah, you untap every time, all the time.
Yeah.
Does everybody know what that card does now?
If somebody would untap, you untap.
Yes, sir. Okay. Ancient Green Warden.
This is a good one.
This is a good card. Yes, a 5/7 for 6 with reach. You can play lands from your graveyard.
Yep.
Also, if a land entering the battlefield causes an ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers again.
Yeah, so you manifest dread twice, and then you can flip over 2 things if you do the gimmick. that way.
No, you don't manifest dread twice, I don't think.
Isn't it? No, you just flip it. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right?
It's the first time, so you put the guy on, and you can flip it over right away.
Yes, you manifest dread once, and then the ability tries to resolve again, and it says otherwise,
Is it a May?
flip a guy.
Is the second part of May? Like, what if you...
Otherwise, you may.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'd be funny. Like, you don't get a creature. You get, like, an instant or something, and you flip it over, and you're like, shit, and it goes to
I
the
don't
bin.
think you can flip over things that aren't creatures when they're
That's
manifested.
stupid.
I don't think. Judges, let us know in the
should
comments
be
like you
able-
always do.
Should be able to do that.
Yep. Zendikar Resurgent, man, banger after banger. This is a $10 card now. Lands you tap, add double, right?
Add an additional one.
Yeah, sure. And whenever you cast a creature, draw a card.
With that Thrumming Stone. So we can do some Simic bullshit if we really try hard.
It's a cast. Yeah, I knew that there was something in here that let us do something.
Here's something that lets you do something right here.
Oh, yeah. Kamal Heart of Krosa.
Yeah.
I like the other Kamal the Fister better. You give this one a read because I got to look at his picture for a minute.
He's a 5/5 for green 6. Human Druid. He has green 1 until end of turn. Target land you control becomes a 1/1 elemental creature token with indestructible, I believe, and haste as well. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, he overruns your team, which is +3/+3 and trample.
This guy's good. This guy's better in Gruul decks, I think, because you can take multiple combat steps and not have to pay for overrun each time.
Maybe it's because Fister of Krosa is more than the $5 price tag of Kamal Heart.
Perhaps, yeah, especially if you want foil.
More readily available, yes.
Yes.
correct.
Okay, then we got Azuri Claw of Progress. Whenever a creature with power, here's the thing, 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control. That is all of your petitioners and all of your manifested guys, okay? You get an experience counter. Then, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is the number of experience counters you have.
I like that.
I wish it was each.
Well, it'd be way too good if it was each.
Make them cost 5 mana.
Still too good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's still
Make
good.
all your guys big when anything happens with any of my creatures except for the last 2 we read.
Exactly.
Okay, Retreat to Coralhelm. Now this card does have like combos with it with land and Kami of the West Tree or whatever. Like put something into play and then you can put something else into play, right? And anyways, it's got landfall. Whenever a land enters under your control, choose one. You may tap or untap target creature or scry 1. Scry 1 is actually really good with Zimone. Landfall, scry 1, and like stack the triggers so that you scry 1 first and then you manifest, so you can get like what you want and then flip it if it's like your second or third land after that.
He's
right?
pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Okay. Then we've got some hockey helmets.
This is to protect us from shit. I like that one.
suppose that's what that means. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Torpor Orb.
Stops all the ETB abilities.
Yeah, that feels like a meta choice. I assume Torpor Orb is a meta choice all the time unless it's like in a stacks deck.
Torpor Orb is a good card to have, though. Creatures with ETBs are way more common than I think people realize.
Oh, yeah.
And while we haven't talked about any here, so like, what are you talking about, Brando? Lots of people use Eternal Witness or the elf that kills a thing, or whenever a guy comes into play, I use Scry 1 or whatever, right? Like, Torpor Orb shuts down a lot more stuff than you think. It's a very good card. It's no Hushbringer, but it's a very good card.
Yeah, but I can play it in any deck.
That's right.
And I can search it in nearly any deck. And there's specific tutors for artifacts with 2 mana.
Yep.
Right? Like, I can go get this card if I need it, right?
You sure can.
Okay, Propagandy. Got to pay if you want to attack me. And then a Soulless Jailer.
This one I feel is a meta choice.
It's also a creature that works with Azuri. Because you could just put, like, Grafdigger's Cage in, right?
Yeah.
But this works. And if you manifest this one, you can turn it face up. Where Grafdigger's Cage you can't.
Correct.
And what it does, 0/4 for 2 permanent cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. That's a little bit of a non-bow with our lands that we play from our graveyard. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yes.
Also, players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile.
Cool.
That's pretty fine.
I kind of like that card. That's a neat one.
Yeah, I like that.
I hadn't seen that one in quite a while. I'd forgotten about it. And I'm glad I remember about it now because I think I might play it somewhere.
Yeah, you know what? Uncle Brando, you don't play very many graveyard decks, hey?
Just that one.
Yeah, but...
The Necro Bloom, baby.
Yeah, I don't even count that as a graveyard deck, really. It's not a graveyard deck that's using the graveyard just for, like, reoccurring value. And it's not like you're trying to fill your graveyard unless you're just going for the win.
Yeah, unless I'm filling my graveyard.
Yeah, I love filling the yard. That's a euphemism for sure if I've ever heard of it.
Milkshakes. Because then boys will show up, right?
Yeah. They would show up, yep.
Yeah.
We've got one more section here, but I want to talk about the maybe board a little bit as well.
There's a maybe. Oh, yeah, there is a maybe.
Oh,
board.
yeah, it's
Look
got
at
like
that.
26 cards in it.
Holy
If we cut
shit.
every petitioner out.
We could put all that. There you go. There's the advice. Cut all the petitioners, put the maybe board in. See how it goes.
I suppose you could. There's some specific cards that I really like in
The
here.
deck would still work.
Yeah.
It really would.
We've got some mill cards, though. Okay? Because we've played a lot of cards that care about lands entering the battlefield so we can, like, continue to manifest. And really, Zimone acts as a draw an extra card, but it's always a creature in the command zone as long as you can play a land.
Yeah.
Right? So how are we actually going to win? It's actually through mill.
Yeah.
With the 26 petitioners and a Ruin Crab, which is landfall. Everybody mills 3.
Like that one.
That is a good card. Ruin Crab and Hedron Crab, very good. Ruin Crab I like better, though.
Because it gets everybody, right?
Yeah. Yep. Hedron Crab gets
one person.
One person, yeah. Okay, next up, we've got and I've lost to this card, a Teresian Mindbreaker.
That thing's crazy.
It's a 6/4 for 7, but if we mill it, because we can mill our frickin' stupid self, we can unearth it for blue, 1, and it has haste, and when it hits you, when it frickin' attacks, target defending player mills half their library.
Did you play that in your Bruvac deck?
I played in Bruvac Beats. I have one.
Just wins.
In Bruvac it wins, and I'll let you know, we
Are playing Bruvac.
are playing Bruvac, my boy.
Yep.
If an opponent would mill, they mill twice that much.
That's lots.
And it works with things like Teresian Mindbreaker because it says mill half their library. And it doesn't care about the number. It just, it says mill half. And then Bruvac says you mill that same number again.
It cares about the number, not the percentage.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
It's not 50% twice. It's 50 twice.
Correct. So, yeah, if you've got 80 cards, you mill 40. And you also mill 40 again. Yeah. Then we've got, and man, I feel bad because we received like a Blue Boy Beats mono blue mill deck. We received one in our inbox or whatever.
Yep.
And it's a Mind Skinner deck. And I wanted to feature it, but then you told me this deck. But I still get to play my Mind Skinner, okay? Brand new 10-1. You know I like 10 power guys.
10-1.
Just like frickin' Lord of Tressorhorn. That's my mom's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
She is born on October 4th.
Yeah.
And that's Lord of Tressorhorn Day.
Yep.
So my mom, the Lord of Tressorhorn.
Weird. Is that why you like Lord of Tressorhorn so much?
It's
a mom thing?
It isn't, but it's an odd coincidence. And I sent her a picture of Lord of Tressorhorn today. She didn't know what it meant, so I had to send her another picture with like the power and toughness circled. And I said, happy birthday. Son of the year. Mind Skinner, 10-1. Blue. Full stop. That's the whole mana cost.
Yep.
It can't be blocked.
Sick.
But if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, we prevent that damage and they mill that many cards. So 10.
You know what I wish?
Or 20 if you got a Bruvac.
I wish there was green in that thing's mana cost. And then you could play it with What's that thing? The fog dot deck mono green does everything?
Oh, Questing Beast.
Yeah.
Damage can't be prevented.
Yeah.
Or if there was red in it, you could play it with that one split Aftermath card from Amonkhet that says damage can't be prevented, double all combat damage.
Yep.
And you could do one shots in frickin' Modern with it.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, you go blue, blue, blue on turn 2 or 3 or whatever, and then on the next turn you play that card. Hit you for 20, can't be prevented, mill.
Die.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could capture mill. Who cares?
Oh, no,
They're
sorry. Can't be blocked. So damage can't be prevented, so you don't prevent it.
Yeah.
And it can't be blocked, and you take 20.
Yeah. Which, and this is Brandology 101. 20 in the lesser formats? Enough.
Yes, sir. Very much so. Finally, we've got an Altar of the Brood. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent puts the top card of their library into their graveyard.
You know why we're playing that Phyrexian Golem? So that you don't get punished for things like Altar of the Brood. Because like, how many times have you seen somebody Altar of the Brooding or been Altar of the Brooding yourself? And you can just see the one guy sitting there just like, yeah, I'm just waiting. And then their big threat just gets milled, and they immediately reanimate it and beat you to death with it. That's probably why stuff like that's in there.
There's a lot of potential to combo with Altar of the Brood, and to have some like onboard graveyard hate is great. I love that if we can go to strengths and weaknesses, I love that we're doing some kind of Simic thing where it's just repeated like low value transactions.
Not a single card we read today says draw a card, put a land into play. Not a single one.
And though we did say the word combinations Simic bullshit,
Yes,
mostly it was in reference to not being a Simic bullshit deck.
that's right.
And I like that, and this is a strength. Besides it being the new hotness, it makes something old feel new again in Morph.
Yeah.
And I know Morph and Manifest Dread and Manifest, and those are all kind of the same or different iterations of the same thing. Like everything's kicker. Everything face down is Morph, right?
Yeah.
But this is some new way where I can take Landfall, Manifest, Landfall again, Morph, right? It kind of captures all of those things that I can say just those words, and you know what the deck does.
Yes.
Right? And for that reason, it's simple. And for that reason, we're playing Morph commons from cons and
Like
from Onslaught.
legions and shit.
Yeah, and it's budget. Like the whole deck, $260.
That's pretty good.
And there's a couple
Does
cards.
that include the maybe bard?
No, it doesn't include the maybe
okay.
board. No. The maybe board could make this deck a whole ton more expensive and a whole ton more powerful.
Yeah.
Is moving over to the weaknesses. We've got all of these low value transactions that kind of fly beneath the radar, and they're not going to get you wiped out of a game.
But they're also not going to wipe anybody else out of the game.
Yes, they're going to swoop in, and you're going to find some way to manifest dread and maybe mill maybe a player for 10 or 15 on a turn, and that's going to get them.
Yeah. Being the pestering gnat at the table works really good, but in some cases, because you're a gnat, eventually somebody will just squash you because you haven't given them Zika virus or whatever because you're not a mosquito.
Yeah, and when you're the pestering gnat at the table, you're sometimes you're not going to fly under the radar enough if you don't pack enough removal. So this particular list, I would maybe cut some of the land out of the graveyard type things and say, hey, we need more interaction to kind of protect yourself or pillow fort yourself to stay alive, because low value transactions aren't going to get the game won for you in a very timely fashion.
And in some cases they can.
And you're playing mill.
Yeah.
So you're going to get targeted.
It's not going to do it in mill.
Yeah.
Low transactional mill, probably not going to get you there.
Yes. Now, if we did kind of shift gears, and
Unless there is hell, then it will just dig the hole for you.
yeah, I've been there lots of times with mill. Yeah, for sure. Mill right through your deck, through the floor, through the earth to the center.
Yes.
Yes, that's how bad I milled people. And then they pushed me in the hole. If we wanted to shift the focus from mill and take those 20 petitioners out, 26, and put our 26 maybe boards in,
Just
cut the
giant.
Bruvac,
Put in the beaters and just...
we could run the budget pretty quick, right? So be careful of that. If we wanted to do the opposite of run the budget, though, check this out. Bruvac,
Okay.
$22.
Caught him.
We do lose most of our mill proficiency, though.
Caught him.
We really do.
He's caught. No tutors. He's not going to show up in any of the games. Caught him.
Get this. Altar of the Brood,
Cut it.
$15.
Yeah, cut it.
It does help us mill.
Cut it.
Okay.
You know what else helps us mill? Petitioners. Cut them. Not the petitioners.
Oh, no,
the
yeah.
other things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Seedborn Muse, $14.
That's pretty good in here with petitioners.
Oh, so good with petitioners.
Because every turn you get to end a turn, you 12 somebody,
12,
right?
12.
That, I don't know where you cut that one. I think that one's worth the investment in this deck.
That's 48 on somebody in one round.
That's pretty
right?
good.
That's killed 2 people if you have a Brewback and a Seedborn Muse out, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine, and this has been a conversation of late, if I was the new RC, what cards would I be looking to unban? Would would Prophet of Crewfix be on your list to unban?
Under no circumstances.
That card would be good in this deck.
Oh, it sure would.
It would make me
It really
better.
would. But it's banned still.
Okay. Thrumming Stone, only $8 now.
Good.
Yeah. Now, if we're moving away from petitioners, we move away from that card.
Yep.
Yep. And get this. Talon Gates of Madara.
Oh, hell
This
yeah.
is a land in the deck. It's
Yeah.
$22. Let's give that one a read real quick before we get out of here. Talon Gates of Madara enters a battlefield up to 1 target creature phases out.
Yeah, buddy.
Mine or yours, okay. I can tap it for a colorless winding. I can pay 1, add mana of any color. So it's kind of like a sheltered grotto or whatever that is, right?
Yep.
Or I can pay 4 and put it from my hand onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
Instant speed landfall, phase out your guy.
That's a removal as well.
That's also a removal.
That card is so much better than anybody thinks it is. Even we didn't really acknowledge how cool it was.
No, you were on board with this card right out of the gate. I remember that.
I liked that it was a removal spell. I knew it was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it is.
You played in decks or you gotten banged with it?
Oh, yeah, well, both.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, this card's a beating every single time you play it, and it's a fucking land, and that's why it's $22. It sucks that it's $22, but damn it, do I understand why it's $22.
I got one for you. Instead of damn it, ban it.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking ban it. It's
Yeah.
$22. Can't afford it, ban it.
Yeah, ban it.
Ban it.
Yeah,
well,
get rid of it.
If we decide to move away from the mill, this doesn't count removing $26 worth of petitioners, but we could get this deck down to less than $190. And if you extrapolate like 50 cents to $2 per card in your deck, that's like $150, right? And that's kind of what Commander decks cost if you're going to buy one.
Yeah.
Not if you use CCO Summer promo code and get a discount.
That's right.
But just like card by card by card, which nobody ever does. Yeah. So it doesn't actually cost that, but it is a budget deck.
Let me hit you with this, because it's a strength and weakness of the deck. If you take the mill theme out like we've talked about, that's cool. That means you can...
Which I wouldn't.
Which you wouldn't, but maybe I would. Maybe somebody else would. It's easy to power the deck up. But speaking as somebody who has like just scooped the guts out of a deck one time and then try to just put new guts back in, it's harder than you think to just take 30 cards out of a deck and then put 30 cards back in. Both like budgetarily, we talked about that. Like we can get the deck below a bunch of, down low if we take out all the mill stuff, but then you got to pay money or cards that you own to get the deck to 100 cards again. And sometimes it's tough to figure all of that. You know what I mean? And that can be a daunting task, more daunting than you think. And it's not one that you can do card by card. Because once you start cutting petitioners for other shit, it's just making your deck have cards in it that are useless. And you don't want that.
I got one here for sure that I would say if I'm not going away from the petitioners, you got to have a fleet swallower in there. Yeah, 6/6 fish.
Well, yo-ho.
Huge mouth. Huge mouth on this yo-ho. It's a 7-drop, 6/6 fish. When it attacks, target player mills half their library rounded up. So you could target yourself. It doesn't have to be defending player like the Teresian War Mind Butthole Breaker.
Yep.
I like Fleet Swallower. I like that one.
I like in the thing. I like Graz as a Graz Unstoppable Juggernaut. I like him as a finisher. He's in there. And there was another card, Ixodron.
Oh, Graz makes all of your petitioners, your 1/3s and your 2/2s and that you're manifested, it makes them all into 5/3 juggernauts. It's a colorless crater hoof, right?
Yeah. So when you're ready, you just flip that shit over and just kill somebody out of nowhere.
Because it's not an ETB. It sets the power and toughness.
Yep.
Yep.
That's just good. And there's an Ixodron right underneath it that flips all creatures in play face down. And you can get yourself out from underneath that just by playing lands, which you're doing anyway.
Yep.
And your opponents probably can't. Because it doesn't give the creatures morph.
No.
They're just 2/2 people that suck now.
Ixodron, very powerful magic card, and I've come to realize that people very much dislike playing against it. It's like you're taking away agency, right? You're taking away your thought and your time that you spent to put these particular creatures in your deck to make your strategy powerful.
Yep.
And I'm just leveling the board to make them all 2/2s, except mine I'll turn face up.
Yeah, except I'm gonna make them all 2/2s. Well, at least yours are 2/2. Oh yeah, by the way, land. Flip my Azusa back over. Land. Flip Graz.
Flip my grass, take 50.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's pretty good. So I like both of those in here. I would probably move away from the mill thing personally because I don't know, I'm kind of over mill. I tried to make mill work too. I appreciate how much you like it, but it just shows that this is very, very versatile, and it doesn't have to just turn into Simic bullshit.
Strength.
Which is great.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a long
it.
way to get there, but we got there.
That's it. So big thank you to Hunter McKenzie for sending the deck in. Big thank you to all of the patrons who have sent stuff in over the last little while and are going to be coming to the CCO experience. I didn't mention, but as we approach the CCO experiences that we do, people always like to say, hey, I want to buy some, like a round of booster packs for Open Flippy. Hey, I want to buy some beer. We've got the coffee.com link in the show notes down below. Anywhere you pick up the show. Of course, commandercookout.com, you can get onto like there's a donate button or page there.
Yeah.
You can donate any denomination. And of course, heading over to Patreon, best way to support. Going to the CCO store for some merch, great way to support because that kind of feeds the machine to get new merch and really subsidize a lot of what we do in CCO Nation. Really, those are all the greatest ways to keep the show going. So I want to say thank you for that. And
Oh shit, and
I got one more thing.
okay.
As like lots of people know, I've got the broken leg.
Yep.
I didn't say thank you publicly to all of the people who came up to me on that last weekend and said, hey, do you need a hand? Are you okay? Can I carry your box? Can I wheel your suitcase? Sit, I'll do it. The people I worked with, the nationalites I saw, the people who came to the after party, all made my my trip that was a little bit nerve-wracking and anxiety-inducing. Wasn't sure if I could provide value. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get around. Venue, crutches, pain. Everybody made it real easy. So much so that like some random stranger was like, hey man, do you want me to carry your lunch for you? Right? And I was like, no, I got it. He's like, no. I'll carry your pizza. Tell me where to go.
You had a food court tray in your mouth and you're crunching down the hallway.
Well, I had a...
I got it.
Okay,
It's fine.
you know those paper plates that you can get at conventions, and they're basically just a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's a napkin.
It's a napkin in the shape of a plate.
Yeah.
And I've got a can of Coke in my pocket that's hitting on my crutches. I conked some guy in the ankle with my crutch. I tripped. I almost dropped my pizza. My pop falls out of my pocket, and he's like, man, I got you. Where are you going? I'm like, the other end of the venue. he's like this. All right, let's go. Right? But he helped me the whole time, and he's like, hey, cool, man. They're like, what's this? What is this about? And he didn't know. He was like a modern player. He didn't know about Commander Cookout. So I gave him a sticker, said thank you, check us out. And he's like, oh man, cool. I'll send my friends over here. They play Commander. That's why they're here, right?
That's sick.
So that's the kind of stuff that I was like trapped in all weekend, and it ended up being really good. So I wanted to say that.
Well, I'm glad, and I will thank those people as well, because you made my man have a good weekend, and that's important, because I wasn't there to do it. I'm glad the nation stepped up to do it.
Oh, no, you would have purposely done the opposite.
I would have,
You would have went around to all the vendors and say, you got any Griffin Canyons here?
Well,
make sure that this guy on fucking crutches does not buy them.
Hey, man, the thing I'm looking forward to the most about Calgary is if you're still limping, I'll be faster than you. So I could definitely get to all the vendors first.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I might be a good friend, but I am still going to dunk on you every chance I get, because I'm such a good friend.
If you're going to go to an online vendor, where are you going to go?
Oh, I'm definitely going to go to FusionGamingOnline.com, where I can use special promo code CCO Summer to save myself 5% of all the stuff that I'm going to buy, so you can't have it.
I got all my Duskmourn stuff. Just got it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
3 days shipping so fast.
Very quick. Yeah. I ordered some stuff a few days ago. I ordered some Bloomhaven?
Yes.
Bloomborough Islands with the little wizard frog on them.
there
I'm
you
going
go.
to switching over some basics in a deck, so that's pretty fun.
Let's go drink some beer.
I would love to go drink some beer. We're going to do it with producer Gary. Thanks for being in here helping us out. Thanks to all you for listening to us, and we're going to be back next week with another exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme!